10 years.
A lot of washing up, a lot of washing up.
They literally laughed at us, the way we were cooking the rice.
The project belongs to the volunteers.
That fills you up in so many more ways than just food, right?
People say thank you to us after volunteering. I was like, gosh, you've been washing up in -2.
No judgment, no questions, other than, would you like some more? That's it. That was one question.
Yeah. It was a panorama.
How did RCK start? Well, I remember there being a sound system involved, and I remember there being a conversation where we were talking about what has been going on in the world and the fact that Alan Kurdi had washed up on a beach, and what can we do about it? What can we do to help?
At that time, there was a lot of our community were mobilising, and people were going and responding to the refugee crisis being really close to home. When talking to Steve, who'd just done a food course,
A bit of a cooking course, yeah.
Sam and I were in highly sort of doing a lot of events, and Steve was doing a lot of events, a lot of festivals. You know, we had this idea of like, why can't we mobilise some of that and leave it up?
Our whole social media feeds and personal conversations were really geared around what's going on in Calais with this jungle camp that was being built. We met up a couple of times, but not that many times actually, because I think it was the 16th of September that we first went over there. It was around mid-September. You've got a different memory, haven't you?
I've got the dates really clearly because my dad died right in the middle of it, so I've literally got them like stuck in my head. And that's where Janie came in as well. So Janie was an old friend of mine, and she had been there the winter before with the bicycle project that had taken bicycles to the jungle. When we went on our first recce, the idea we still had in our minds that we were going to build a kitchen in the camp, and so there you go, and go home. And when we got there, we realised it would destabilise what was already set up.
I think on that first visit, we realised when we went to the ashram kitchen and to Sophie's kitchen was that the infrastructure in the camps, there's no water there, there's no toilets there, there's no electricity there. It wasn't going to be, here's a kitchen, you guys go for it, because they weren't staying there. That was the other thing, was that we didn't realise that the communities that were in the jungle were separate from each other. You know, so in our heads, it's like, we're all these people are displaced people. They're all displaced people as in one thing, but when you get there and you've got your Sudanese community, your Ethiopian community, your Kurdish community, your Afghan community, and they're all separated, right? And so some of them had kitchens. Ashram was dealing with mostly Kurdish people, Sophie was dealing more with Sudanese people and Syrian people, and Belgium Kitchen was doing another community, and we realised there was a lot of people that weren't getting access to that food.
And that came from that other ethos, was it to go and support the supporter. So when we went, we were like, okay, we don't know what we're going to do, but we can support the people that are there right from the beginning. So we started making food always, and have carried on always making food for all the volunteers, making tea and cakes and flapjacks for the people that are doing marauding or helping people at night. We've always supported all the other organisations. And also by making this non-camp kitchen, let's say, it meant that we could also support Dunkirk, which was in a completely different situation to what was going on in Calais, and also was sort of slightly forgotten, wasn't in the media. And then the magic happened. You know, we went to the first day of L'Auberge warehouse.
They were all loading in, weren't they?
Where they were loading in. They put us in a big line, and we humped in boxes and boxes and boxes for a couple of hours. And then we talked to L'Auberge, and we kind of went away and made a plan. And L'Auberge, the Migrants said, yeah.
I remember we went and there was this big corner, and it was the rubbish pile corner, wasn't it? It was just filled with black bin liners of rubbish and stuff. All the way to and we were like, can we have this corner? And they were like, that's just the rubbish corner. We're like, yeah, we'll have that corner. And they were like, yeah, okay, you know. And then I don't think they thought we were going to come back.
Yeah.
and then a few weeks later we came back, right, we're here. And they're like, oh, right, you lot, yeah, okay, cool.
And then we mobilised and we built a kitchen. You know, I think with first fundraiser, we asked for £2,000.
£2,000.
There was no water. Denzel
found the water
in the sprinkler system.
In the sprinkler system.
And then another bit of magic happened when the first cook was being started. There was no water that we could count on. And a big lorry arrived and opened up the side of the lorry, and it was full of bottled water. And everyone's like, did you order this? Did anyone know it was coming? No. And then Sam and the chefs just made all the first cooks out of bottled water. And I think there's a picture of Sam holding 8 bottles and slashing them into the first cook that went out on the 1st of December.
1st December.
And we're still doing that, still chopping, cooking, driving every day. We never know if we're going to be able to next month because money's so scarce and becoming scarcer, and the political situation is becoming so hard. We never know what's going to happen next month, but we are committed to till it has to close, if it ever has to close. Really, the project belongs to the volunteers, because without them, there's no food being made. There's nothing, without anybody washing up, there's no beautiful curry or tahini sauces going out, because somebody's got to wash that up. A lot of washing up and driving and stirring. And so, there's not one thing that's more important than the other. And I think maybe that is what feels like that's community, isn't it? Everybody's needed and everybody's valued. There's so much that's amazing about it. That's also a feedback we get a lot, which is people say thank you to us after volunteering. They're like, oh my God, I just want to say thank you for letting me volunteer. I was like, gosh, you've been washing up in -2 for like a whole week. We're making food that we would serve to guests, food that we do eat ourselves. We provide choice, we provide different things so that if you don't eat meat, or you can't really stomach onions, or you've got bad teeth, and there's soft food, there's welcoming food, there's non-spicy, there's really food for everybody.
Having that choice, instead of just going in a line and taking a bag and walking off, you go up to a table and there's a choice, and that fills you up in so many more ways than just food, right? You're giving you back some autonomy in your life. And for it to be culturally relevant food, fresh, cooked on that day, pot to mouth within an hour, that's our kind of vibe we want to put out.
I think you were talking about people teaching you how to make the rice.
Yeah, we had those, these 3 guys came, I think they're Pakistani guys from Birmingham. They came to do a delivery. They literally laughed at us the way we were cooking the rice, because we were cooking rice, boiling it in big pots and then tipping it out and sieving it and fluffing it. And they were just like, what are you doing? I'm like, what do you mean? I'm like, should we show you how to cook like rice on this scale with the style and the flavors that they knew? And they showed us how to cook rice, and we still use that method. And that was in 2016 or 17.
It's not difficult to do what we do, really. It's quite simple. It's good, nutritious, warm food that's made from scratch and that people can receive and just love and get on with their journey, whatever their journey is. That's not us to question. Yeah.
Making sure that the food is of a high quality and it's served with dignity, and there's choice. That's it. That's the goal, and not to bring anything else into it. No judgment, no questions, other than would you like some more?